Right off the bat, I'm going to say thank you to my friend Joanne, who suggested last night, it's hard to see you. Like, why don't you adjust your camera? And the truth is, I can. So I did. And this feels better to me. So instead of being this talking head up in the screen every night, I get to stand up, stand in my space, own my power, and talk to you from here. How great is that? That's what I mean by the world is always, my life is always changing. Inevitably, the world is always changing, but my life is always changing because I get new input and then I get to take new actions. Today in my Toastmasters meeting this morning, I heard, about leadership. True leadership is about harnessing the power to pivot when necessary. Because we're being asked to change directions from time to time through all of this. There's stuff coming at us. And we're expected to deal with those things. It helps to get clear on what it is that I want. So at least then I have this beacon that I can start to walk towards, that I can start to take action towards. And I know it's really easy to get in that frozen place of, well, I don't know what's going on out there, and I've lost my job, and I can't pay my rent, and la 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 la. All of the stuff that is valid, absolutely valid. And to some people more than others. Everybody's in this whole thing together, but we're all having an individual experience of an outward experience. And when I say we all, like, we're talking globally. We're talking about people losing their loved ones, being in fear of, living the unknown and leaning into it, and or being in resistance to it, or being terrified by it. And we're seeing more and more of those things come out. People that may not have had mental health challenges before may be entering into that realm of, holy crap, like, this is what depression and anxiety looks like. No wonder people are struggling. And that could be my story right now, because very easily in a situation like this, anxiety would be my go-to, and shutting down and shutting off would be my natural, habitual place to go. And this time I'm choosing to do something different with that. And even though I spend some time in that anxiety zone, I spend less and less time in lockdown there. Because I'm empowering myself in different ways, to own my life in a different way, to move forward in a different way, to create massive results in a different way. And my initial reaction yesterday when I actually received a lump sum of money, more than I make in a year. And I was elated. It's money that's been owed to me, so it's not, it wasn't completely surprising. But it was a great reminder at how powerful a manifester I am when I get out of my own way. It wasn't my mind that created that. It was my beingness. It was in the practicing of my beingness and being present and getting calm and expanding and allowing. But my initial reaction was, woohoo, victory, that's so amazing. And then literally on the heels of that, not even a breath later, it was, oh, well, you better hang on to that. You're never going to have any more of that. Will be the only time that you get it. All the self-limiting beliefs, all the things that have stopped me up until this point in time, all the things that have kept me safe. And I say thank you, ego, for keeping me safe for all of these years. I so value and appreciate your service to me. And thank you for sharing those thoughts, those feelings, those ideals no longer fit in the place that I am right now as I step towards what it is that I say that I want. And I do it in a way where it ignites me. I'm passionate about it. For all intents and purposes, I should be depressed. I should be in bed. I should be eating, way more food than I usually do. I should be. For all accounts, it's the way that it's always been. Those are the things that I've leaned on in crisis, and I've had plenty of it. And I know deep trauma. And I know how often I go, screw that out there, I'm retreating, because in there it feels safer. And in this moment right now, I understand that I was denouncing and not living up to my talents. I wasn't sharing all of me. I was keeping that hidden and shrouded and covered up out of fear, mostly judgment. And as I step towards owning even more and more and more of my delicious self, as I lean into life a little bit more, it ignites me. And that ignites me. And I feel passionate as I walk towards the beacon that I hold right now, because I'm becoming ever more clear of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And today I heard we have a responsibility to our talents. And it made me weep, because I know that I've been irresponsible in a way up until now. And now I get to change the narrative in that. Now I get to change the story, the outcome of that, just by being me, which is so magical. I mean, it's such an interesting and magical experience when the realization is, oh, so I just have to be me and make me happy and do the things and initiatives that I feel drawn to, and stop listening to all the stuff that I've collected over the years that got on me from other people who may have had very good intentions. I don't believe that there's a whole lot of people out there maliciously trying to attack me, but through their carelessness or their arrogance or their woundedness, their stuff got on me and it stuck on me. And then I got busy in life carrying all that stuff around, trudging through life going, why is all this happening to me? And now I'm at choice, and I get to choose whether or not I'm going to pick that stuff up and continue to carry it, and or put it down, because it's not mine. And the realization of that, I can feel stuff flying off of me. I'm like, oh, that's what that feels like to be lighter. And today, as I practice being present with myself while I was eating my food and understanding that at some point in time, I got anxiety ridden to the nines, where I couldn't be present for anything, for much anyway. And food and eating was certainly one of those things. I have lots of trauma that lives in my body. I can feel it. It's painful. And as I start to revisit some of that stuff, I unlock the combination. And then all of a sudden, there's flow where there hasn't been before. And I gain understanding where there wasn't before. And I get a clue that I didn't have before. And I turn a corner, because all of a sudden it appears. But it took the 19 steps before that in order to see the door. And then to stand at the door and be in the pause. Is this my door? Tune in. Listen. Our bodies, our minds, our hearts, ourselves will tell us if this is for us, if this isn't for us. But we have to get quiet enough and calm enough and peaceful enough to listen. And that is where the harmony lives. And today, when I had done all my work and I was feeling really good about it, and I came to a point in time when I was like, wow, I don't have anything for like 3 hours. That's amazing, because it's usually back to back to back to back to back. That's the kind of studying that I'm doing right now. Lots of writing, lots of studying, lots of input, positive input that cultivates new thoughts, new feelings. But when I got to the place where I could take a break today, initially it was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to do anything right now. I could just do whatever I want. And what I wanted when I tuned in was meditation. Now, I'd already done that this morning. It was something that I already did. But I was hungry for more. I was hungry to be in that state of being. And so I allowed myself that 20 minutes just to be calm in my body. Now, at the beginning, meditation looked more like, okay, check, did that, out come the earbuds, what's next? What's next on the list? to understanding that it's an experience. And as I learn how to experience it in a quiet and calm way, I'm learning better how to silence the mind, get into the body, and feel the experience. So that when the meditation dings and it's over, I'm not plugging out the earplugs and on to the next thing. I'm sitting in it. I gently open my eyes. I cascade from side to side, very gently, very slowly. And I take in with my senses this amazing experience of beingness. And it's palpably different than the doingness of life. And I think somewhere along the way, the whole world got busy wearing that busy badge of honor, doing. And as long as I do enough, then I have worth and I'm okay. And it's so backwards. Because the truth is, I have worth and I'm okay, and therefore I will take my time with things. We've been gifted in this, and you get to look at it however you want to. Your context is your context, and I'm not trying to fight that or take that away from you. However, I know for me, the position that this is healthy for me, that this is a gift for me, that I get to treat it with the respect, love, understanding, passion, gratitude that I'm feeling so deep inside. I've watched myself transform. I can see it on video, from the very beginning when I was shrouded and I was in the dark and I was coveted and covered and scared, genuinely scared. And it's not that I don't go back to those places. I do, I visit them, but my visits are short and I'm able to pull myself out because I have something that calls me out, that pulls me forward, that makes me want not to stay in that place. Every day is a gift. Today's a Thursday. I hope that you received your gift today by dialing yourself in, fully participating in whatever it is that you decide that you're doing. I know today I turned some corners. I put some stuff down, I picked some other stuff up, and I feel this electric charge inside. And that is magical. My greatest hope is that you're treating yourself with kindness. Be gentle and kind to yourself. Be gentle and kind to yourself. Give yourself the love that you may want from somebody else. Because I know in the practice of that, I'm creating deeper and more meaningful relationships with everyone around me. Because I'm doing it and giving it to myself first. It's a practice. What did you practice today? I practiced forecasting how I want to feel in that situation so that when I get to that time, I remember that that's how I want to be feeling. So tonight, for instance, I had a sound test for my Toastmaster speech on Saturday. I'm speaking at the district level for the International Speaking Contest at Toastmasters. And I could feel the anxiety building because that's my go-to place. And when I forecast what I wanted to be tonight, it was grounded. And every time that I felt that hypersensitivity of, oh my God, something, my normal go-to place, I remembered, right, grounded. And it brought me right back on track. It brought me right back on track over and over again. And it was magic. And I am the designer of my life, and so are you. Get creative. What do you want? More joy, more happiness, more pleasure. Less this, less that. As we gain clarity towards what it is that we say that we want, and brush off all the stuff that gets in the way, and remain curious about the things that come up, and take steps through all the stuff that does come up, instead of hiding it away or shoving it away or smoking it away or drinking it away or working it away or even working out too much. Everyone has a vice, And we know internally when we're doing too much of one thing. So check in with yourself. What are you doing too much of? What are you doing not enough of? What kind of gift could you give yourself today? I'm giving myself the time, the effort, the respect, the loyalty that I've always wanted to give myself and never had the courage to do. Where's your courage meter today? What kind of support do you need? Are you willing to ask? We're in this together, yes, but we are having a separate experience of a global experience. What kind of experience do you want to have? Who do you want to be through this? I hope and pray that you ask yourself those questions on a daily basis and that you give yourself the time, the energy, the respect, the love that you so deserve. I am, and it feels amazing. I love being here with you. I'm so glad that you're here with me. Thank you for all the love and support in the background, for my believing mirrors, because I really truly believe that that's the gas in my tank. And it keeps me coming back for more. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me as I practice this thing called life. And I gain insights that I get to share with you and hope inspire you in some way to do something for yourself. So much love. See you tomorrow.